friends, I am Adrija. Welcome to my study room. In this video, we are going to discuss about CBSE Class 7 Science Chapter 4, Heat and Temperature. This is a very important chapter, Heat and Temperature. Okay? In this video, we are going to discuss about temperature, and in the next video, we are going to discuss about heat. So let's start with temperature. In day-to-day life, we come across many objects. How can we know whether the object is hot or cold? We feel it by touching it. Suppose, let's take the example of ice. If we touch ice, then we can feel that the ice is cold. And if we touch hot cup of tea, then while touching it, we can understand that the hot cup of tea is hot. Then how we can feel, how we can know whether the object is hot or cold? We know it by touching it and then feeling it. But can we know how much hot or how much cold the object is? Suppose let's take the example of the hot cup of tea. If I touch the cup, then can I know how much hot the tea is? What is the measurement of the hotness of tea in that cup? No, I cannot understand it just by touching it. So now here the temperature comes. What is temperature? The temperature is the measurement of hotness and coldness of an object. What is temperature? Temperature is the measurement of hotness and coldness of an object. So how will we measure the temperature of an object? We understand the temperature is a measurement of hotness and coldness of an object. But how will we measure the temperature of an object? We measure temperature by a device known as thermometer. By a device known as thermometer. So what is the device known as? The device is known as thermometer. Now we know that in every measurement, suppose let's take the example of length. In every measurement there is a unit in length is centimeter, meter, kilometer. We use centimeter, meter, kilometer. For example, the length of something is 10 centimeter, 10 kilometer, 10 meter. So in temperature is also a measurement. So temperature also has a unit. The temperature has 3 scales. These scales are Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. What are these 3 scales? These 3 scales are Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. So suppose my temperature is 37. So how we will write it? Suppose 37. Let's do it in Celsius scale. 37. Then we are going to put a degree like this. Okay, degree. When we measure an angle, we use degree. Suppose an angle is 60 degree, we use 60 like this, and then we put a degree over here. Same degree we are going to put when we are going to measure the temperature. That is 37 degree. And then what we are measuring? We are measuring in Celsius. Then Celsius symbol is C. So we are going to put C. This is how we measure a temperature and write it. My temperature is 37 degree Celsius. How do we write temperature? We write like the numeral, then degree and then Celsius, or Fahrenheit or Kelvin. Fahrenheit symbol is F and Kelvin symbol is K. Okay, so how we write it? 37 degree Celsius. This was Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. Now let's move back to the thermometer again. There are mainly 2 types of thermometer. There are clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. What? Clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. We are going to discuss about these 2 thermometers in details. So first, let us move to the clinical thermometer. I am having a clinical thermometer over here. This is a clinical thermometer. So, what is actually clinical thermometer? Clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of a body. Clinical thermometer is used to measure the human temperature. The clinical thermometer is not used to measure the temperature of any object. It is only used to measure the human temperature or the temperature of any body. Okay? This is the clinical thermometer. Doctors use this thermometer if you have fever. To measure your temperature, doctors use this thermometer. This is the clinical thermometer. So let us discuss about this clinical thermometer in details. If you see a clinical thermometer more clearly, then you will see a long, narrow, uniform glass tube. A long, narrow, uniform glass tube moving through the center of the thermometer. Okay, you can see in this, it is yellow one, the long, narrow, uniform glass tube. This is the glass tube. Okay, in this long, narrow, uniform glass tube, you will see a silver shiny structure, a silver shiny thing. What is that silver shiny thing? The silver shiny thing is known as mercury. What is that known as? That is known as mercury. What is mercury? Mercury is a metal, and the mercury is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature. This is a very important point. Mercury is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature. If any other metal, take the example of any other metal like iron, they are solid at room temperature. But mercury is an exceptional case. It is liquid at room temperature. It is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature. Okay. Then why is mercury used in thermometers? Why not any other metals? There are some reasons why mercury is used in thermometers. What are those reasons? Mercury has an uniform rate of expansion. Mercury has a uniform rate of expansion. In the previous classes, we have learned about expansion, contraction, that metals expand on heating and contract on cooling, right? So Mercury is also a metal, it will also expand, but mercury has a uniform rate of expansion, okay? And the second one is it does not stick to the glass tube. This one is the glass tube again. It does not stick to the glass tube. It does not stick to the walls of the glass tube. Okay, mercury does not stick to the wall of the glass. And the another one, mercury is opaque and very shiny. You can see this one. This is mercury. It is shiny and it is opaque, and that's why it is easily visible. You can easily see the mercury. That's why mercury is also used. Okay. And the next one and the most important one is mercury has a high boiling point. What is a boiling point? Suppose you are heating water, at the point in which the water starts to boil is known as the water's boiling point. In mercury has a high boiling point. It will not boil easily. You have to heat a lot, then only it will boil. Okay. So mercury has a very high boiling point. That's why you can read the temperature easily. It will not boil easily. Okay. These are the reasons why mercury is used in thermometers. Not only in clinical thermometer, mercury is also used in laboratory thermometer. Okay. And now again, you can see this one. This is the bulb. This is the bulb. This is the part that comes in contact with your body. Okay, this is the part that comes in contact with your body. Okay, this is the bulb. These are the parts of the clinical thermometer. And in a clinical thermometer, you are going to see there are some prints like 35, 36, 37, 38. What are these prints? What are these prints? These prints are in Celsius. 35 degrees Celsius, 36 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Celsius. These are Celsius. And the clinical thermometer has a range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is very important. A clinical thermometer has a range of 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. And in Fahrenheit, if we see, in Fahrenheit it has 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. In Celsius, what is this? It is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius, and in Fahrenheit it is 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, this is very important. This is the range of clinical thermometer. You cannot measure anything which has temperature below 35 degrees Celsius and above 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, you can only measure measure the things or measure the human temperature that has the range of 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. And there is one more important point, that is, what is the normal body temperature of human? Suppose I am not having fever. What is my normal body temperature? What is the normal body temperature? The normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. It is also very important. The normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. And what is the normal body temperature in Fahrenheit? It is 98.4 degree Fahrenheit. In Celsius, it is 37 degrees Celsius. In Fahrenheit, it is 98.4 degree Fahrenheit. Okay? And in this clinical thermometer, you can see there is a small constriction. In every clinical thermometer, there is a small constriction. What is that constriction known as? That constriction is known as kink. What it is known as? K-I-N-K. Kink. Kink, okay? K-I-N-K, kink. So what is the importance of kink? Kink is very important. The kink prevents the mercury to fall off. What is it? Suppose you are measuring a temperature, then if you take it out of your mouth, then it is not going to fall off. The mercury is not going to fall off. It is going to stay where it is. It means you will get your temperature if you take it out of your mouth. Okay, that is the importance of kink. It happens for the kink. The kink prevents the mercury to fall off. Okay, what is the importance of kink? The kink prevents the mercury to fall off. Is it clear? Okay, so this was the clinical thermometer, and now the next one is laboratory thermometer. So what are laboratory thermometers used for? The laboratory thermometers are used for measuring the temperatures of objects. Any object. The laboratory thermometers are used for measuring the temperature of any object, of water, of this pen, of this board. Any temperature of any object can be measured through the laboratory thermometer. But laboratory thermometer cannot measure human temperature. Okay? Laboratory thermometer can measure the temperature of any objects. What is the range of laboratory thermometers? The range of laboratory thermometer is -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. So I am writing over here. Okay, -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. This is the range of laboratory thermometer. And there is one more point. Laboratory thermometer does not have a kink. Kink, as in clinical thermometer has a kink, I said you, but laboratory thermometer does not have a kink. So how you will measure the temperature? Suppose you are measuring the temperature of water. You put the laboratory thermometer in the water, and then you have to read the temperature at that moment, because after taking it out, the mercury is going to fall off, as the laboratory thermometer does not have a kink. So when you are putting the thermometer in the water, at that time you have to read the temperature. Okay, so this is the laboratory thermometer. Now we are going to know how to read a thermometer. Okay, so I am having the clinical thermometer. Now how to read a thermometer? First of all, how will you measure the temperature using a thermometer? So first, take out the thermometer and then see whether it is 37 degrees Celsius or not. It is very important. You have to see whether it is in 37 degrees Celsius or not. If it is more than 37 degrees Celsius, if the mercury level is more than 37 degrees Celsius, then you have to shake the thermometer. And after shaking, when it comes to 37 degrees Celsius, then you need to put the thermometer in the mouth. And after putting it in the mouth, give some time. And after some time, take the thermometer out. And then after taking it out, hold the thermometer at your eye level. Don't hold it like this or this. Hold the thermometer at your eye level so that you can read easily. And then see where the mercury level is. Suppose the mercury level is in 38 degrees Celsius. Then your temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. Okay, you can measure in Fahrenheit also. I am showing it in Celsius. So your mercury level is in 38 degrees Celsius, suppose. Now after measuring your temperature, do not forget to shake the thermometer before keeping it. You have to shake the thermometer and make it come in 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, and after shaking the thermometer, if it comes in 37 degrees Celsius, then keep the thermometer in a safe place. So this is how to read a thermometer. Now apart from the clinical and laboratory thermometer, there are some more thermometers like the maximum minimum thermometer. What is the maximum minimum thermometer used for? We know a laboratory thermometer has a range from -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. We know, what if we need to measure a temperature of an object that is less than -10 degrees Celsius or more than 110 degrees Celsius? At that time we use a maximum minimum thermometer. The maximum and minimum temperatures of a particular day is measured in the maximum minimum thermometer. You know, you have seen in the newspapers the maximum temperature is this, the minimum temperature is this, and this maximum temperature and minimum temperature of a day is measured in maximum minimum thermometer. Okay, this is the use of maximum minimum thermometer. And there is another type of thermometer known as digital thermometer. What is digital thermometer used for? We all know that mercury is a very toxic metal. It's a very toxic substance. So if it falls off the ground and break, it will be hard to dispose the mercury. So for that, we now use digital thermometers that do not use mercury for measuring the temperature. You're going to put it in your mouth and it will just show the number, what is your temperature in degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, etc. So this is what digital thermometer is used for. And this was temperature. In the next video, we are going to be back with heat. We are going to learn about heat in the next video. If you like this video, click on like button, and to stay with me, please click on subscribe button. Thank you.